Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? It is Friday, March the 23rd, 2012. This is episode number 75 of Timberwolves Explosion. We are back. The boys are back in town, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good feeling. It is spectacular. Like I was crying out like, where's Marcus on the last show? Here we are. The forecaster's back, and we're ready to rock and roll here. First and foremost, Timberwolves Explosion is available on the sportstuff.com and on iTunes. We thank you always for downloading and listening to this show. So do check out the sportstuff.com if and when you can. Of course, there's always the Facebook group Facebook page and the Twitter account, twitter.com/Wolves Explosion. And Facebook, well, we need more people to click like on that to be able to say facebook.com/Wolves Explosion or Timberwolves Explosion in that case. So, yeah, go to that and click like, search it, click on the one that says company, not group, and click like. Yeah, comment on there. We'll get to some comments from some cool guys on there later on. Actually, I don't think there's anything new of late from the last show, so I'll check that out in a second. So welcome back, Mr. Forecaster.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, I love hearing that. Yes, sir. Thank you for returning. And this is a very special 75th episode. We're back. Unfortunately, the Wolves season went from a lot of fun to it's okay. It's not horrible, but it's not as fun now. Damn it. Because Ricky Rubio, of course, didn't get to it on the last show because it happened in between. It happened like the day after I did the last show, when I was talking about how he had just the perfect situation, point guard, power forward, just like Marbury Garnett years ago. And then, literally the next day, I jinxed the Timberwolves just like I jinxed the Wild earlier. Yeah. Rubio's out for the season, of course, with an ACL injury. Apparently an LCL was also torn. That's much less significance in terms of serious rehab situation, but yeah, it's like 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
6 to 9 months. It's like, damn it. And of course, who did he run into and get the injury? Who was it?
Kobe.
It was Kobe. Yep, it was Kobe. Yeah, wouldn't you just know? Like the one guy who's been the one guy and the one team that's been a thorn in his side more than anyone else, no matter what, even more than the Spurs. Ugh. Kobe Bryant.
When I saw Rubio in pain, I kind of knew it was over.
You could just feel it, huh?
Yeah. At the time, I was thinking, I wonder what Kevin Love is thinking right now, watching this, while I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's like, boy, we were so close to being a very good chance of having that 8th seed, maybe even 7th, maybe. 7th might be a stretch, but possible. It's a bummer. I mean, it's definitely a dampener. It's just the team just doesn't quite have the same buzz without him. That's the big thing.
At all.
Yeah. It's almost like it disappeared, doesn't it?
We're back to the same buzz we had last year.
You'd go that far?
Yeah, I mean,
in a way, yep. In a way,
it's some lingering buzz.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's probably because we lost so many games since we lost Rubio.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Or right now, I don't think we have that much buzz, except for Love's game.
Love's game is off the charts. I'm going to be very careful when I say this. But because I know Kevin Garnett was also a great defender. Kevin Love clearly is a better offensive player than Kevin Garnett. But there is a legitimate chance that Kevin Love could become, obviously we're years away from saying it official, but he could go down as the best Timberwolf ever. It's possible.
Yeah.
The possibility exists and persists with each dying day. Tonight's game, by the way, a thriller in Oklahoma City. We'll get to it shortly. But, yeah, he set, let's just say he had a franchise game tonight, at least on the offensive side of the ball. It's, Garnett's never scored as many as Kevin Love. Cool stuff.
And in crunch time, Garnett just never showed up.
That's the thing.
Much like LeBron.
Much like LeBron. Yeah, Garnett and LeBron very eerily similar in that sense, where they, I remember, was it about, it was last June in our really classic show we do every year, State of the Timberwolves, that we also talked about the NBA Finals a bit, where he said LeBron was more of a man-child. Like, he hadn't really matured into a full-blown NBA man, we'll say.
Yeah.
And Garnett, I think, was the same thing.
There's nothing that's lacking in most of the superstars right now. But I don't think it can be said for Kobe, though.
Yeah, Kobe is off the charts. Yep.
If you look at Carmelo, his attitude's kind of childish. Dwight
is, whoa. Yeah, that's a guy we're going to get into today. Even though we hate it. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Dwight. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand him. Like, I already didn't like him. Now I hate him. Oh, he drives me nuts.
Yeah, even though I don't really like Kobe, as a player, I think he's the best.
Yeah.
As a person, I don't like him, but I really hate to see him leave.
Hate to see him retire. Yeah, it's going to happen sooner or later, and it's crazy. Even though he's like 33-ish, turning 34 this summer, literally about a year older than me, which is kind of interesting. Right, of the same week, of July, end of July, but he's still averaging 29 points a game. Can you believe that? That's crazy. He's still averaging 29 a game. Like, it's just the whole love him, hate him, but it's like, holy cow. I mean, I hate him only because of the Lakers, mostly. Well, not only, but, I hate that team. But it's, they always beat the Wolves. They have us so bad, it's not even funny. Was it 19 in a row now? We've lost to them.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's quite a few. But no, I mean, it's crazy. He just keeps going on. He's almost at 30,000 career points now, which, whoa, that's high. That's awfully high, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to hate to see him leave once he retires, but it's just his, it's like personality out there. Mm-hmm. It's like during the trades, Beasley going there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Kobe's the only one in the NBA who can make Beasley grow up.
That was his chance. It was Beasley's chance to grow up, we'll say. Yeah, it was, because a guy you could kind of get into that is, I was almost going to get, I'm going to get to it now anyway. I was going to definitely get to it if the Wolves did trade him there. But you could, in a lot of ways, compare Beasley to Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
Because think about how Odom was a pothead like Beasley and was kind of, was obviously considered extremely talented in the draft and all that. Like, this guy's going to be something. And then he just wasn't quite that guy, and he was kind of out of control and goofy and wacky and stuff. But eventually with L.A., he grew up.
Yeah.
He grew up, and a lot of people saw him as just a huge reason why the Lakers won 2 titles a couple of years ago. Huge.
I think Kobe's the only one who has a strong enough personality and work ethic to get those type of guys in line.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it could have. I think it could have definitely had an effect on the Beast.
Which is why I didn't want to help the Lakers by giving them Beasley.
Yeah, and it's funny too. Like, when you look at it, we'll get into the trade deadline again in a second. I'm bouncing around again, and that's what we do best. But yeah, it's funny too with Beasley. I was all excited about the likelihood at the time of getting Jamal Crawford, but then it's like, I mean, he would have been a perfect fit for this team in so many ways. Yet then it's like the one thing I thought about, wait a minute, 32 versus 23. Oh, man, that's a 9-year difference. Wow. So it's like the age thing kind of got me a little bit. And Beasley's, if he's ever willing to accept his role, that could be, it could be, I mean, he's willing to, but I mean, if he could ever add consistency and better effort to it, then he would absolutely be worth keeping. But that's still in question. That's another topic we're getting to. We like to bounce around, don't we? But really, getting back to the Rubio thing briefly here before we get to the trade deadline is the most exciting part of the show, as you could probably guess. The trade deadline and obviously the game tonight too. Holy crap! a lot of news happened last week, didn't it? But Ridnour, though, he's had some nice games in Rubio's absence.
Yeah, I noticed that.
At minimum on paper, it's like he's been getting double-digit assists, which is something you never saw you would never see in the Kurt Rambis era, like, ever. But even with Ridnour in general, it's like, 12 assists, 10 assists, 11. It's like, really? Where'd this come from?
I think he took a little cues from Rubio.
I do too, because you see a lot of his passes. A lot of his passes have shown flashes of Rubio. It's strange, and it's like, I guess now that he's the absolute undisputed point guard of the team at this time,
you might as well learn from the best.
Might as well learn from the guy who, in just a few months, proved that he's going to go down as like one of the better point guards in Wolves history. Probably the best when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Probably. Marbury's too crazy.
I mean, I have seen Ridnour throw away a couple passes here and there, but as far as his improvement, it's night and day from last season. Last season, I couldn't wait to get rid of Ridnour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, last year we were dying. Like, is Ridnour? Are we really bringing him back? What for? You know, and and I would always hear radio personalities, I think even some podcasts in town, talking about how, I like Ridnour, and I'm like, why is that? Why is that? He takes the stupidest shots I've ever seen. Yeah. A totally undisciplined style, especially for a guy who's supposed to be one of the captains of the team.
Yeah, thinks he's clutch at the end. He ruined a couple games for us.
He literally ruined a couple games, and including the one against the Thunder got me I was incensed. I had people.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah. Let's just say in the place I'm living right now, I had people wondering what made me flip out like beyond human recognition in the middle of the night one night because I saw the replay, of the game on ESPN. Yeah, I mean it was terrible. It was terrible. The volleyball shot with 7 seconds left. Yeah. I think a lot of the listeners hopefully remember that one. We were trailing by 1 point. 1 point, by the way, right? So we don't need a 3, do we? We're trailing by 1 point. He catches the ball 3 feet behind the 3-point line with 7 seconds left, and he flings it up oh my God, like the ball's on fire, right? Like he was gonna burn to death. Gosh, yeah! And I'm just cursing so loud at the TV screen.
Yeah, after that, I was done with him.
Oh yeah.
And when I heard that we signed Berea, I figured, okay, so I guess we're trading Ridnour. Rubio will be here, so just be Rubio, Ridnour, and I guess Lee sometimes, depending on the matchup.
Rubio, Berea, and Lee.
Yeah,
is that what you meant? Yeah.
But to keep Ridnour to give him minutes.
Yeah,
I never would have thought that.
Yeah, I never would have thought that either. But now it's like he looks maybe not like a starting point guard. I mean, statistically lately, but in general, no. But he's a legitimate piece. Yeah, he's a legitimate piece on this team.
And
it's Rattleman, baby.
And I never would have thought to say, and he's a decent shooting guard for our team. Maybe our best.
That's the weird part, isn't it?
In a sad.
It's extremely sad. It's a testament to the roster, the current unbalanced roster. Yeah, it's like Ridnour is the best shooting. Wait, what?
That shouldn't be.
No, it's weird. It's weird. It's like, and that's why I thought almost definitely that Crawford's coming. He wants to leave Portland. That team is literally the Titanic sinking ship.
Yeah, I thought the Crawford thing was a done deal.
And then it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. What the hell? Anything else you want to add on Rubio before we slide into the ultimate topic?
Please get well soon.
Yes, please, Ricky.
Don't come back unless you're 100%. Even though we can't wait to see you, don't come back until you're 100%. 110%.
110%. Backs against the wall. No tomorrow. No, okay, sorry. No, that's the biggest key. Please, Ricky, please come back healthy. We beyond need Ricky Rubio healthy again on this. It's absolutely necessary that Ricky Rubio returns healthy. One thing too, obviously, the one last thing too. It's like he's pretty darn skinny. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's necessarily why he'd get hurt, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Yeah, he can definitely put on some muscle.
He's got a lot of muscle to put on that body. he's a pretty skinny guy. So hopefully, in the interim, when his knee is healthy enough to at least work out, he does just that. I mean, the good news about Ricky Rubio, he's 21. The bad news is it's like, wow, already an ACL. Damn it.
Yeah.
But thank God, the
Wolves' curse strikes again. He's usually it's a second.
Yep.
Second season.
Yeah, that's kind of something that's been, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, because you had Jefferson tear his ACL. You had Corey Brewer tear his ACL, both in their second years with the team. Yeah, it was weird. And then Rubio right away, third month with the team. Man, bummer. I kept thinking, it was just knee on knee. He's got a bruise. That's what it looked like, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bruise, but...
Until they kept showing the replay and it showed that he buckled before the contact. I was like, oh.
Yep, that was the thing. Yeah, he didn't really hit Kobe. He just kind of buckled and then fell over.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess Kobe ran him a little bit.
I still blame Kobe.
Yeah.
If he wasn't playing that game, if he was somewhere else on the court, then Rubio would still be here.
Yeah, because obviously Rubio was trying too hard to keep up with him, like backpedal, with Kobe.
Yeah.
And, because it's Kobe Bryant, you're trying to do the best you can to get in his way. And, yeah. That's all she wrote. One of the guy who will be the best Timberwolf point guard. I mean, and it does show you how poor the point guard history is here and how, okay, there was some the names are rich and the statistics were rich for certain guys, but they either didn't stay long enough or just underachieved. Like Michael Williams got hurt right away. That's way back. Maybe, I don't know if you remember that far. I mean, you were an NBA fan then, but I don't know how much of a Wolves fan you were in 1992, 93.
I'm not familiar with Williams.
Yeah, Michael Williams. That's way back. Yep. He had like a foot problem. People thought it was plantar fasciitis. It was something much different where the bottom of his heel just disintegrated. And that's like something I've never heard of before.
Yeah,
it's weird. So he was bone on wood when he walked, like on the basketball court.
Wow.
Bone on wood. Ouch. That had to suck. So he went from a really nice, what could have been a nice point guard to literally within a year, like out for 2 years, and then he came back. He was so rusty he could barely play, and that was about it. And then you had you had Marbury, of course, and he did what he did. Terrell Brandon was, a big name who wasn't as good as you hoped. Definitely not worth the money that he was paid, $60 million over 5 years. And after that, it was really bad, really like nothing. Oh wait, excuse me. No, Chauncey Billups left at the same time that Terrell Brandon had to retire. Damn it! So that was a huge miss that we didn't keep Chauncey. Historic miss.
So hopefully this is the end of it, because I do not want anything to happen to Williams next year.
Oh, Derek will? Yeah, that too. Yep, the ACL. Yep. Yes. See, that's the thing. Michael Williams had the first really good year, then the crazy foot thing the second year. So, wow, it goes back that far. Whoa, that's eerie, isn't it? Yep, so Derek, stay healthy.
It's time for a change.
It's time for
a change.
We need change, yes, for the Timberwolves.
Please,
Derek.
It just showed how valuable Rubio is to the team.
Look what happened. Mm-hmm.
I could feel myself slipping into a depression when I noticed the buckle before the contact. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I just can't. And then I had a rush and find a positive. Okay, maybe Lee will get some minutes now.
Yeah, and he hasn't done anything. What the heck? Play him.
Even when we know the game is in reach, he just won't get minutes.
Yeah. And even in the ugly blowouts like Sacramento, that was a nightmare. San Antonio, nightmare. Games like that, you still didn't see Lee. You really didn't. Maybe if he played a couple seconds.
And we hear that he, he's really good on defense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not in the game. You have Ridner out there. Mm-hmm. It's just...
Like, he can't be that bad, can he? Like, he's so out of control because he's too young or whatever, or raw, that...
Yeah, we hear
he can't be that
good
bad.
Things from the coaching staff, but he doesn't get any minutes.
Mm-hmm. It's odd. It's really odd. And they were saying they wanted to keep him in the D-League when Rubio was healthy.
Yeah.
So he'd get playing time and get revved up. So now we bring him here because Rubio's out. and that's
no playing time.
No playing time. What? It's a little mind-boggling. Like Adelman's, I think, Adelman's an excellent coach, but once in a while, some of his rotation ideas are a little bit. Damn it,
Yeah, a few games there. He I noticed in the fourth quarters he would leave Peck out.
Yeah.
It's like, Then he would bring him in when the game's out of reach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then and Pekovic's another subject. Yeah, we'll get to it very shortly. Ankle.
Get well soon.
Another get well soon. Well, I'm trying not to break the table thinking about a frustrating. But yeah, and then the other guy too that drove us crazy, obviously, is Berea. Like, why is he staying in there so much sometimes?
Yeah.
Like the Golden State game, but I was on Twitter, and so were many other people on Twitter. Twitter.com/Wolves Explosion, by the way. Give that a follow, please. I can get very active during those games. Yeah, very animated. Just everybody was flipping out. Why in the heck is Berea still playing? Why is he still playing? Just like freaking out. And, well, we ended up winning. And it's like, we'll take it, but boy.
Yeah, I'm just unsure about Berea. I mean, he can get to the rim and finish pretty well.
Yeah.
But the passes, and it just seems like he's out there to play for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he'll go out there, dribble for 10 seconds, pass the ball to Ridnour, dribble for 10 seconds.
And we're out of time.
Yeah. Mm. And I remember during the Kings game, I think that's what Love was worried about. I don't know if everyone saw it, but they got into it.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that might have been the reason.
Yeah, I think it is. Yep. That's the talker that the belief is that Love said something along the lines of, "Hey, you're not you're not Carmelo Anthony here. You need to share the ball." He said something around those lines. Yeah, and Berea is a ball hog. And it's sad to think why is he a ball hog? He's not even a starter. Why is he a ball hog?
Yeah.
It drives you nuts. He's kind of like B.J. Armstrong, That's when Phil Jackson had enough and benched him sometimes, even though B.J. would make the three. It was an ill-advised shot, and he still needs to sit down even though it went in. It's not you can't make exceptions just because the shot actually went in once in a while.
And another thing, I like when guys can get to the line.
Yeah.
With contact, legitimate fouls on them, and they get to the line. But with Berea, and a little bit with Rubio, I noticed, I don't like the flopping.
It's frustrating.
On other teams, I hate it, and when there's guys on our team that tend to use that, I still don't like it, and I kind of feel ashamed.
Yeah, it just cheapens things, doesn't it?
Yeah. It
really does. Like, maybe you make a good play and then that cheapens it. It's the flopping is ruining the league. It just is. And, and it's on both sides of the ball. There's the offensive side of flopping, there's the offensive side of the whole flopping and just overall trying to draw a foul constantly where...
Flop City.
Yeah, the offensive side is where you just deliberately try to run into somebody to try to draw a blocking foul. And then there's the constant you're trying to run into somebody to draw a charging foul on the defensive side. And I think it's ruining the game in a big way.
Yeah, I can't imagine Clippers fans.
Mm-hmm.
I know another huge Blake flop by Smith.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of checked them.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no need for Griffin to do a front flip.
Mm-hmm. Acting like he's out for the season.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go back and look at the clips with Andre Miller, who did the same thing, Blake got right back up.
Mm-hmm.
And when Beasley got elbowed by Bynum, Beasley popped back up, said a few choice words to Bynum and was on his way. But, Griffin acts like he just got sniped by somebody.
Yeah, literally.
It's ridiculous.
Like he got Rubio'd. No, I didn't say that. No, but...
it's too soon.
I know, that was mean. I shouldn't be saying that, should I? That was mean, and I'm sorry. It's just... But yeah, it's like the whole, I'm out for the season. Okay, no, I'm okay now. Yeah. That's what it's like. The flopping is just... It's cheapening the game. I wish somehow they could crack down on it. Even in hockey, they crack down on some of that. I mean, it's like... They call it... I forget what they call it now. Why am I losing it? Oh, crap. It's where it's like taking a fall, basically. Yeah, you're faking injury or whatever,
Yeah,
and
it
you
just
hit the deck. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it feels cheap to me.
It does. It's you can't get penetration anymore. Like, why can't it be a penetration where the guy gets his shot blocked or misses or makes it? Why does it have to be just up? This guy's on the ground, and that's, every time somebody drives to the basket, you have to hear a whistle blow. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is boring. It's cheapening it, and I love basketball, but it cheapens it significantly.
Yeah, I think Kobe really needs to take that out of his game. Mm-hmm. It's a hey!
Yeah, because that's the offensive version of it. Yeah, where they have the ball, and they're just kind of. It's just their whole purpose with the ball is to draw a foul, not to score the damn thing. Why do we have to just draw a foul all the time? Just score.
Yeah, guys like Barrera, you would think that he's not a huge guy, so it's going to be contact. So there's no need to Griffin it.
Yeah,
By
there's no need.
completely, flopping your body around.
Yeah, really, it's crazy. I mean, and it's okay to draw a foul sometimes, but when it's every single time, it gets really old. That's like my complaint there.
I'm not sure if I'm the first one to use that Griffin it. I like that.
We're
like
going to
that.
Griffin it.
Like
Yeah,
that.
that's a
I
new
like
one.
that.
That's a new one. Yep, that's a new Timberwolves explosion quote. So when somebody does acts like they've been shot in the chest, when they get bumped by somebody, that's Griffining it.
Griffin it. I
Yep,
like that.
there you go. Good job.
That's what I do.
There's a Purple Mafia gold star for you there. That's one of the terms they use on Purple Mafia. Somebody's quote of the week or a post of the week on the Facebook, they get a gold star. There it is for Marcus the Forecaster right there.
See ya, Blake. Not Blake. Berea.
Berea. Blake
Excuse
Berea?
me.
No.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Berea, stop it.
Yes.
Please.
Please, Berea. Stop a lot of things because it's it's good when he penetrates. I think his game is much better when he penetrates.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can do those underneath type layups, which are actually very effective.
Yeah.
They're very effective plays, and he can dish really good when he penetrates. But when he's just hoisting jump shots, it's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's just that's one thing. It's basketball players, they always have their strengths and weaknesses, and you just hate when they constantly have to force their weakness over and over and over and over and over. Oh,
yeah, one more thing about Berea's flopping.
Yep.
What I don't like the most is his defensive flopping. When
He does do it a lot.
Yeah.
And he bitches like a girl, woman. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because even when he flops, and you got, there's no whistle blown, the other guy takes advantage, he gets a little separation and makes his shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, he definitely needs to take that out of his game.
Because he's not going to get many calls. Yeah, or take him out. There's that, too. Or take him out. That, too. I mean, the point guard situation in Minnesota generated a lot of discussion on Timberwolves explosion, huh?
Yeah.
It's fun, though. I mean, I enjoy it a lot.
Yes, and we don't have 10 point guards.
Mm-hmm. And we don't, no. It's all you.
Some people really need to let that joke go. Well, Collins
Yeah.
can pick another point guard.
Yeah, they keep talking about it, and it's like that happened 3 years ago now. Obviously Flynn is, he was part of the NBA trade deadline, which is, again, the next topic here, in a seconds, basically. Yeah, Johnny Fly is a Portland Trailblazer, and he won't play there either. He'll just smile. No. He'll smile.
He's well-spoken.
He's so well-spoken.
That should give him minutes alone. That's what Khan's thinking was.
Mm-hmm. And he's such a leader. What a leader, huh?
And that dunk in Syracuse.
That was the highlight of his career.
That made me a believer.
Mm-hmm. He dunked over like a center. That was crazy.
And I was fooled.
You were fooled.
KG.
You were fooled, as Garnett said, and he told Timberwolves fans that too. After he told everybody that he was the 5th pick in the '95 draft by the Celtics, that's basically like, "Hey, Timberwolves fans, you were fooled. I've been a Celtic all along." Yes, thank you, Kevin. We appreciate that. Yeah, like regular listeners know that Kevin Garnett waned. My interest in Kevin Garnett started waning back about 10 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, because I kind of started seeing what a phony he is. Still a huge fan of the team. If they won a championship with Kevin Garnett, great. That would have been awesome. I would have been thrilled and thank you, Kevin, for bringing in history to us. But he was becoming more and more of a phony to me. And then at the end, boy, he really is.
Yeah, that game when he first came back here,
Timberwolves, y'all.
He fouled Telfair.
Uh-huh.
I don't care. He fouled him.
Yep. We're going back to episode 58. Yeah. I love it. Okay.
He fouled him.
He did.
Ever since then, I didn't like him. You know, popping his shirt up, you know, it just left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, it was like, screw you, Wolves fans, Celtics, because he was making sure that we saw the word Celtics on his jersey.
Yeah. Which
is kind of harsh. Just a little bit, isn't it? Just a little bit. That's a lot of season ticket money over 12 years, Kevin. That's a lot of season ticket money, man. A lot of hope and dreams shattered before our eyes. Yes. So, was it last Thursday? It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And I was, like, pissed off and crying. Yeah, I was, when the Wolves did not make a trade.
I couldn't believe it. We should have done something. Anything. Not anything.
Yeah, you don't want to kill yourself, but at the same time, I really thought something was coming, and then I was like,
at least Crawford.
Yeah, at least Crawford. And at the time, I thought Beasley, okay, you don't want to trade him, but he hasn't played really since then. Damn it! I mean, you don't trade him. Well, let's see what he can do, but we can't see what he can do.
Well, he did get hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Well, I think either way, Beasley and Crawford would have been a rental.
Mm-hmm. You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, but to at least have them, to at least have them both would have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
And before all this, the Rubio thing, we should have made the trade before that.
I think we could have. Yeah, I mean, even if it was Rubio, even if Rubio didn't get hurt, you still want Crawford. Yeah. Because you need a shooting guard, a real shooting guard.
I'm not sure if the Blazers knew that they were going to have a fire sale before they started losing. But you figured they wouldn't have asked so much to get to let Crawford go if they're willing to give away Wallace.
Yeah, they gave away Wallace for almost nothing. I mean, what a fire sale the Blazers did. That was epic proportions what they did that day. Whoa. I mean, the firemen are still in the streets at Rose Garden right now. Or is it Rose Garden? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yep. Rose Garden where the Blazers play. They are still they're still pumping water on Rose Garden from all the fire, that took place last Thursday. Yeah. What a weird situation. I mean, they basically gave Wallace away. Well, but then again, the one reason why I shouldn't say that is because the Nets draft pick is not protected after three. So that's a potentially extremely high pick. That's the one attractive thing about it. Otherwise, it's like, wow, what the heck did they get? Like, Sean Williams is not somebody I value very much. But the pick, I mean, it depends. The draft, I think, is deeper than last year's. So they probably could get a Derek Williams type of that pick if they want to. Yeah. Or if they're able to, excuse me.
But they're pretty much set at those positions.
Mm-hmm. With power forward, yeah. Even though they traded 19 of them away. Because the Blazers, just like the Wolves, have 19 point, now they have 19 power forwards, like the Wolves used to have 19 point guards, according to hater fans out there. How about the Blazers? It was blazing in Portland. Blazing with fire for McMillan, yes, because he was fired. Yeah. Pardon my stupid puns, but I have to.
I think the Wolves might have a lot to do with that.
McMillan, yeah, because we pounded them into submission, didn't we? Twice.
And then even Gerald Wallace had to say something about it.
What did he say?
That they should have beaten us, and there's no excuse for it. Like, no one showed up for the game. Yeah,
they just kind of sleptwalked. It was like, I think it's like, I guess in hindsight, you might want to think, or you might want to believe that the players, for whatever reason, had enough of Nate McMillan, and it's one of those things when the team quits on the coach gets fired.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what happened, but this was weird. I mean, they did so much.
Yeah, watch out, Del Negro.
Watch out, Del Negro. Yes, with the Clippers, yeah, it could happen. It could happen. And a lot of people probably didn't value Del Negro that much for that team. I don't. He didn't really think he's going to last there, but maybe. Who knows? It was a pretty active trade deadline for a lot of people thinking it was going to be a really quiet day. It was very active. The Ellis trade took place in the morning on that day, or was it early afternoon? Wait, that was before. Yeah, that was the day before. Excuse me. Monta Ellis, before we'll get back to Portland, traded to the Bucks for Andrew Bogut of Australia, and Steven Jackson, who was then traded to the Spurs for Richard Jefferson. Yeah, Richard Jefferson is a Golden State Warrior. Bogut's he's an injured Warrior. Hey, an injured Warrior.
Continuing to be an injured Warrior.
Because that's all he does is get hurt. Steven Jackson is back on the Spurs where it all started, I believe. Yeah.
That's a pretty good pickup for the Spurs, I think.
It could be huge. That could be huge.
Yeah.
Think about what they gave up, Jefferson. Jefferson was a colossal failure there, huh? Wasn't he?
Yes.
Colossal failure in Portland. San Antonio. Jackson, that could be huge. Because that's a mature team. Very mature. Very, very mature team. That could really work well with him. Big pickup by the Spurs. Ellis could be a big pickup for the Bucks, but so far I've not seen much. It doesn't look that good so far. It's funny though. It's like Ray Allen to Michael Redd now to Ellis. They seem to be the team of shooting guards.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Very shooting guard happy over the course of many years. You had Ricky Pierce there long ago too. Sidney Moncrief. That's way back though, in the early '80s. But there you go. Monta Ellis and Ramon Sessions, former Timberwolf. Yeah, big pickup by the LA Lakers, by the way.
Yeah.
Who finally traded away Derek Fisher.
I was surprised by that.
Isn't that crazy?
I was surprised.
Yeah, because they're like married, you know.
Yeah, him and Kobe, they've been together for a long time.
Since '96. I mean, there was a short stint where Fisher was in Utah for a little while. I'm guessing you remember that? Yeah. He was in Utah for like 2 or 3 years. Was pretty valuable there, but his daughter's health situation got him back in L.A., and they started winning again. But now Fisher will be a Oklahoma City Thunder because he didn't want to play for the Rockets. They were excited to add him, but he didn't want to play there because they weren't close enough to a title in his mind. So now he's going to the Thunder. Yes. The Thunder will have Derek Fisher. The Lakers will have Ramon Sessions for Luke Walton and a first-rounder, which will probably be a late first-rounder. Those are kind of decent pickups, actually, huh?
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting playoff matchup.
Sessions and, Thunder and Lakers.
Yeah.
That could be the conference championship.
Because not only did they get Fisher, they got the Lakers playbook.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Fisher knows just a few things about the Lakers' ups and downs. That could really hurt the Lakers, huh?
I was wondering, do some players just give up information like that?
Sometimes.
Once they get traded from a different team, or they still have some type of loyalty?
I would think they'd give it up, because especially if you want to beat that team, especially if the team kind of pushed you away. I mean, the Lakers didn't necessarily push him away, but something. It wasn't great either, though.
I don't know with the Kobe comments. I don't know if they're actually his comments, but he said now he can actually be a shooting guard now.
Oh, Fisher?
No, that's what Kobe said. He can actually be with Sessions there.
Oh, yeah. Which is that's almost kind of a shot, huh?
Yeah.
In a way, like how Fisher wasn't really much of a point guard. Yes, and it's a nice addition for the Lakers, no doubt.
Yeah, and you just have to wonder if Fisher's, reading that and thinking, okay, Kobe.
All right, yeah.
All right, everybody, Kobe has a tail before he shoots,
Yeah. I mean, that's the funny part, because Kobe probably has the least tells out of any of the players. That's the only one thing. That's a guy that probably watches film on himself and players more than, the 3 a.m. on a Sunday night in August, or June or July, excuse me, will probably watch videos of himself, like trying to eliminate weaknesses. That's what kind of guy Kobe is, I think.
Yeah, and if you do know his it'll still be probably, it'd be hard to stop him anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. But whatever Fisher can do, I bet you, because the other guys obviously have lots of weaknesses, like Bynum and Powers and all them. Ron Artest. Yeah, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to call it. I can't say it. Do I have to say it?
Well, he's evolved, kind of like a Pokemon.
He's evolved. He's yes.
He's on the second stage.
Yep. You're Your Ron Artest. Your Ron Artest has it evolved, or what's the word they use in the game? I can't remember now. Your Ron Artest has turned into a meta world peace. Dun 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 dun. No. Pokemon.
No.
Ron Artest. Okay, sorry. Instead of Pikachu.
Yeah, too bad his game didn't evolve.
No, because yeah, he's meta pile of caca. I mean, he is. The guy should have a walker. I think the way his feet and the way he moves, he should have a walker. Don't you think? I mean, he looks like somebody that's about to be in a nursing home. He has no lift at all. Like it's weird. Like he literally looks like he's going to a nursing home in a couple of years.
That's the thing.
Poor
I thought
guy.
they would have at least traded
Artest?
Artest, World Peace, Artest, or Barnes.
Yeah, they didn't trade any. They didn't trade them. They were pretty active on that day, weren't they? But
Yeah, I mean, they I think they needed more scoring, especially off the bench. But I guess they have that with Sessions. But the bench is still horrible.
Sessions is a huge addition, but I think that's a big one. That's one of the bigger additions. But the bench is still horrible. Yeah, I agree because right for like the time being they were starting Steve Blake at point guard, who should be at Portland Trailblazer. That's the one place he played well, and the three-way trade would have sent Blake to the Blazers. And then Crawford to Minnesota and Beasley to L.A. But of course that didn't happen. So Blake is still there, Steve Blake, and he sucks there.
And we wouldn't take Fisher.
And that was one of the pieces too. We didn't. Glenn Taylor has said that he didn't want to take on Fisher's $3 million because that's the one thing. Even if he wasn't here, we still have to buy him out. So that's probably he'd probably be looking at instead of 3.4, maybe $3 million, maybe 2.5 for free, basically. Like here's a couple $1 million, enjoy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to give up just for that,
Yeah, the Lakers should have sent them that money for that reason to buy him out, with them.
Because sometimes teams do that. Like the Knicks, I remember I forget who it was. If it was I think it was Randolph last year. Yeah, that when the Wolves acquired Randolph, the Knicks paid the tab, I believe, or was it Darko? It was Darko. That was when we got Darko. Yep, excuse me. Because they wanted to get rid of Darko so bad, and we helped them eventually acquire somebody.
And actually, with Ricky Down, I probably would have liked. I would have liked Fisher on the team.
It would have been fun if he agreed to come. I mean, granted, he probably wouldn't have because look what happened.
Yeah, with the
Houston.
Rockets,
It probably would have happened that way, but it's like it was a nice thought though of him being here. I think it would have been he would have fit nicely with the situation. Sure, it's just in the end, unfortunately, he probably would have headed for the hills of Oklahoma, Tornado Alley. Yes, sir. Yep, it's Tornado Alley down there, definitely. So I guess that's the main part of the trades that are non-Blazer related. So we'll go back to the Blazers again. Blazers and Rockets again. Camby, that's right, Marcus Camby, to the Rockets, the Rock Cats, for Tabit, who has done for 2 busts. I should just say that.
Yeah.
2 busts. Tabit and Flynn. Wow. Tabit and Flynn, could you that'd be funny. You pick up your newspaper the next day, like say you just for whatever reason you're cut off from the sports world for that whole day on Thursday, right? Pick up the newspaper the next day to say, oh, they traded Camby. Oh, for who? Huh?
Yeah.
How much?
The worst players from that draft.
Yeah, like who did we add again? Like how? Yeah, the absolute undisputed busts of that draft. What the hell? Wow, boy, Memphis. I feel bad for Memphis taking to beat. They could have had Rubio. I mean, they have Mike Conley, but they could have had Rubio. They could have had other people. Yeah,
Harden.
They could have had Harden. They could have had what was the other one? Tariq. That's who it was. There were even rumors that he was going to go there. To beat. Ouch.
We can't really
to beat of a different drum.
Complain about what they did when we got Flynn.
We got Flynn, yep. Sorry, Memphis. Yeah, I apologize because we're just as bad. Yeah.
So it's 2020, but it would have been so nice to have Curry.
You would have. There was a possibility. There was a. I mean, Brandon Jennings. No, that wouldn't fit if you have Rubio. If you're gonna try to have Rubio, which we did, succeed in that department. Tyreek probably would have. Well, maybe not, but
Paul George.
That would have been really good. He worked out great.
Yeah. No, I don't see that coming.
Jordan Hill also went to the Lakers. That was another one. He's in one of those trades somewhere. I forget which. I think it was Fisher. Derek Fisher went to the Rockets for Jordan Hill.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good trade for the Lakers. Because more youth again. They not only had Sessions, but they had Jordan Hill. That's nice. Like, they're not the kind of moves that are like, whoa, here we go. You know, it's not the
power shift moves.
Yep, it's not Dwight and Chris Paul type moves, but those are moves that should not be taken too lightly.
It's like it helps.
It does, and it makes them younger. You know, for a team that's aging, that's a boost. It's but it's like Thabit and Flynn. What are they going to average combined? Like 3 points a game. This, you know, because they're not going to play. B, yeah. Yeah, it's a joke, and even if they do play, they'll be pretty lame. Two things, though, that the Blazers did. Obviously, we mentioned the first one. We'll get to it again really quick right here. Nate McMillan, you know, who I think, obviously you could say, okay, there were lots of injuries and lots of bad luck, but I do think Nate McMillan underachieved as the Blazers coach. Like, that team underachieved under his watch over the last, 5 years now? They brought him in with all this, like, we got Nate McMillan. Here we go. This is the real deal. And they really didn't do diddly the whole time. They had a couple of decent years, but they never really achieved anything under Nate McMillan. I don't think. Like, were you impressed?
No.
I thought it was a huge underachievement. Were you a fan of Nate McMillan? It's like, who's that again?
As a player?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, do you remember him as a player? Yeah. I do too. Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Supersonics. Yep. I do remember him as a player with Gary Payton, backup point guard. I liked him as a player, but as a coach, it's like, maybe he should just be a top assistant. I don't know.
I stopped liking the Blazers when they got Roy from us.
Yeah, that hurt way too much. Now we can love him again because Roy had to retire really young. Poor guy. That is a crazy story right there. Crazy.
What's even crazier is
go ahead. What were you going to say?
It's Wes Johnson.
Wes Johnson? Yes, sir. It's a crazy topic. Yeah, we'll get to that really shortly. That's the next one. One last thing before we jump into that. Yep. Go ahead. They cut Greg Oden. The Portland Trailblazers cut Greg Oden. Can you believe that?
I think we might pick him up. We'll try to, but I don't think we'll.
Somebody's going to have to.
I don't think we'll bid too high on him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you don't want to give him too much because it's like at this point, how can you trust him? I mean, the guy is just unavailable.
I mean, so we took a flyer on Magic Randolph and Darko. Mm-hmm. I think we might amnesty Darko because he hasn't done anything, and I haven't heard of any injuries.
Yeah, it's just kind of little like nagging ones here and there, but not the kind of injuries that are like a major thing. Like Pekovic's are more frustrating, and obviously Rubio's is huge. Pekovic and Beasley have the same situation where it's like sore ankles and stuff, and Beasley I guess is a sore toe, but yeah, it's the kind of annoying injuries.
Actually, I don't think we will even try to get Oden. We need more of a JaVale McGee with brains.
That'd be nice.
We need an athletic center.
Yeah, because McGee doesn't have brains. He he really doesn't, does he?
No.
He was traded as well, but we're happy for him, right? We're happy for him. So yeah, the mystery that you wanted to talk about was Wesley Johnson. That's a mystery, isn't it? Isn't it a mystery? Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's really, really funny? His season high was 14 until he had 19 on March 7th versus the Blazers in that fun Blazers game. That's pretty bad, isn't it?
I thought he would have been a lot better than this.
Yeah. We had a lot of promise last year, didn't we, with him?
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
I mean, I love him on NBA 2K. I just...
Yeah, he's probably he's good on the video game, but in real life, it's like what the hell? 6 scoreless games, 6 scoreless games this year for Wesley Johnson. That's your starting small forward.
That's just not going to work.
It's unacceptable. Yeah, you can't accept it. It's Adelman's patience. He must be a monk with the patience he has with a lot of these guys.
It's not weird. Well, yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then Lee should be getting some type of minutes.
Because he'll be patient with these guys. Lee can't even get a breath of, can't even get any, can't even come up for air, you know. He's at the bottom of the ocean, Malcom Lee. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm frustrated with that because we definitely need a shooting guard. You're sitting right there.
And they refuse to get him. Why is that? Okay, sorry. 6 scoreless games. He's eclipsed double digits. You know how many times he's eclipsed double digits in a matter of about how many games was it? About 44 game span? 7 times. 7 times he's eclipsed double digits.
I mean, I like his defense, but it's not that great. He's not Bruce Bowen.
Yeah, we were hoping he was going to be like something like that, but it's
I was
not.
hoping he was going to be Pippen. I was fooled by that. Thought it was going to be Scotty.
He had the skill set to possibly be like a poor man's version of it, which there's always poor man's versions of somebody. But I'm just saying, but hey, that would have been a lot better than what he's shown this year. Because this year he's a poor man's somebody. He's a poor man's. I can't even come up with a player like Ramon Sessions. Yeah, okay, I don't know, somebody like that. He's like a poor man's version of that, and it's like really, it's pretty lame, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's even more funny too, you know how many times he eclipsed double digits in February? How many times did he do that? Once.
It's one time.
And how many games were there in February?
It's 15.
Yeah, 1 out of 15. He eclipsed double digits in February. It's just like very impressive, Alex. Okay, sorry. Very impressive, Wesley. You just killed the only remaining means of becoming a starter. Ha ha ha. It's just.
Nope, still a starter.
He's still a starter. He's still a starter. Why? Oh, that's why. Because who would you rather have, Martell Webster? It's like, well, now he's starting too.
Yeah.
Martell Webster is starting.
Every time I that one game where we were down by 3. I'm thinking when we came back, I'm like, oh, this is a miracle, but
it was awesome. Yep.
The bigger miracles could be if we steal the ball in the inbounds pass.
And he did.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. What? A 3? He goes for a dunk.
He goes for a dunk, and they're just like, go ahead.
It's like 3 seconds left. He goes for a dunk.
And it's like game over. We just lost. Wesley, yeah, he might as well be. No, worse. I think Webster's worse than Wesley in a lot of ways. Because, Wesley stinks, but at least he knows he stinks. Where, right now, because of that wimpy smile on his face, like he knows he stinks, basically. Webster doesn't know he stinks, does he? I don't think he knows.
Reminds me of Corey Brewer. The smile.
Webster? Oh, Wesley, yeah. Wesley Johnson is Corey Brewer right now, where he's just kind of a wimp out there, isn't he?
Yeah, I think, but Corey just became more serious and angry towards the end.
That's when he was good. Here. Yeah, that's when he was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, smile went away. He just grew up, I guess.
That was when he was at his best, and he was aggressive like that go-getter. But then, yeah, it was funny. It was like, it was that year that he was hitting 3-pointers like crazy and averaged like 14 a game. Remember that? But then the next year, remember, he was like Wesley, and then we traded him to New York for Randolph. Remember? Like the next year, he was like Wesley, where that would come the wimpy smile again, and 6, 7 points a game. Jeez. Crap.
No, probably trade. I'll trade for Brewer right now.
Yeah, right now we'd take him. We'd trade. Isn't that sad? Like a year ago, could you imagine Wesley Johnson for Corey Brewer?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Wesley Johnson for Corey Brewer?
I thought that it would, when we got Wesley, I was thinking, okay, there's no need for us to have Corey here.
Mm-hmm.
Because Wesley, obviously, he's going to be better.
He's going to be better, but then we thought he was, and now he's a pile of caca. Okay, that's really being bad, but it's painful, isn't it? How much more can we take, right?
Not much more. I wanted Wesley here, but it's got to go.
At this point, it's like, this summer, it wouldn't surprise me if there were changes. I mean, there was no change on the trade deadline, surprisingly. I have no idea why, but maybe there were no takers, I guess, without getting ripped off, but...
Yeah, I don't see any fear of us trading Wesley and that trade coming back to haunt us. I don't see him blowing up on some other team.
If he did, it would be like, you're kidding, right? It'd be one of those deals, right? Like, how did this happen?
Yeah, because it's not like he's not getting playing time here.
Mm-hmm.
At least not in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, he'll play like the whole first 3 quarters, but
that's another thing. Like the games he does do well in, he's out the 4th.
Isn't that weird? Like, because he does have some good ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The rotation's getting weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been really strange a lot of the year, but yeah, it seems like whenever Wesley Johnson's hot, he gets less playing time.
Yeah.
And when he sucks, they'll keep him in like 25 minutes and no points. 0 for 7 from the floor. It's like, what? What are they doing? It's a mystery beyond anything else. I just don't know what the deal is. With that, we're going to take us a quick break, and then we're going to talk about Michael Beasley not being traded and what his new role with the team will be, or current role, and or lack thereof. And, of course, we're going to talk about the epic, crazy performance tonight, the epic, crazy game against the Oklahoma City Thunder that went to double overtime. We'll be right back. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, episode number 75, which is, again, a reminder for iPod users and other MP3 players, enjoy. Microsoft Zoot and all those deals out there as well. Yeah, so now returning, we will briefly talk about Michael Beasley's future with the team, or lack thereof, depending on, what different scenarios come up with that. And, of course, the thriller tonight. The thriller, it was it was a very fun game, but a very horrible finish. Luckily, nobody got hurt that I know of. But
Except for team morale.
And, I dislike Russell Westbrook even more now. He is the cockiest player in the NBA. I can say that with full confidence. Oh, he drives me nuts. Every time he makes a basket, he has to dance around and scream like a nut. But anyhow, he drives me nuts. But speaking of crazy guys, Michael Beasley, of course, was not traded. We already talked about that. The question is, do we keep him in the summer at a reasonable price? That's the question. He is a restricted free agent. If there's multiple scenarios that come up, if we had to float him a qualifying offer, which would mean, and I got to stop using that word, but if we were to float him a qualifying offer, it would be $8 million. That would mean it's like protects us from losing him. Say if another team tried to sign him, it would have to be to an offer sheet where we would have an option to keep him or let him go, at the price that they offered. Otherwise, there's the qualifying offer, and the other option would be you flat turn him loose, let him be a free agent, and then hope to get him back at less than $8 million per season. The question is, would he be willing to go less than 8? I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. Do you think he? Do you think he would?
Is he worth it?
And then, yeah, even is he worth even 5? You mean? That's the funny part. Yeah,
is he worth the 8?
Is he? I say no. The 8, I say no.
Yeah.
Do you? Do you say no?
Yeah, I say no.
Yeah, I don't think he's 8. No, and so it's like you don't want to float him the qualifying offer unless just for whatever reason something happens within the next couple of weeks that makes you say, "Oh God, we have to keep him." But like Kevin Garnett said in that commercial, and you were fooled. You know that's what we're afraid of.
And we don't have a pick.
We don't. We have like a mid pick, first round.
Yeah, but will that give us the same type of production that Beasley can give us?
Maybe. You know, those mid first round picks are hit and miss. They really are. Like you have the. Why am I blanking now? You have like the Paul George type players, and you have the Luke Babbitt type players. Luke Babbitt scored about 3 points in the league so far, and then the Paul George type players are like, whoa, wow, he's pretty good. This son of a gun can hit his shots, you know. And obviously the Ty Lawsons, and I'm sorry to bring that one up, but I'm sorry, sorry, I'll pull that dagger out there. All right. But no, it hurts. Yeah, it is a dagger saying that name. But just using as an example, there are talented players in that 15 to 20 range, and there are busts, big time, that tend to come up in that range as well.
Yeah, and the worst thing about that is we're not a team that can take that risk.
Yeah, you don't want to have. There's too many misses. Beasley kind of right now that's the other thing. He kind of is a hit and miss as well. Like either Beasley is really good or really bad, like really ineffective. When he's not engaged and focused in the game, it leaves you thinking, why the hell do we have him? Just please trade him. Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, like please trade him. But like I said in the previous episode, and I said another thing that, it made me dislike him so much is what a tease he is, because when he does play with his talent, he's almost Kevin Durant good. I'm serious, isn't he? When he plays full potential, that guy is like a Durant almost. But man,
we rarely see it.
We still rarely see it. It sucks.
And is that worth $8 million?
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, I say no. I say try to get him, if you can, if it's humanly possible, to get him the 3-year $15 million range, 2-year $10 million range. Obviously that's total, not by per season. If that's humanly possible, I say go for it in that range. If he's insulted by it and wants to move on, well, okay, happy trails, right? Right.
Like we always have Williams.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. We have a lot of insurance. Yep.
At the same time, will he be another one?
Who? Oh, another Beasley?
Yeah, another Beasley.
Right now, I think he adds more basketball IQ than Beasley, because he uses the glass more.
Well, with Williams, he really has to understand how to not goaltend.
That's another problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it just seems like he just doesn't get it.
It's just too late. Yeah, right.
Yeah, just stop goaltending, man.
Please. Yeah, this isn't hockey, right? Okay, that was a lame one, wasn't it? But I had to. Goaltending. No, you're not a goalie. You're not a goalie. You just the ball has to be going up, or at least somewhat resembling going up, right?
Yeah, and with the last game, I think he did it like twice within the minute.
Really? Yeah, he's been. I did see one of those, but he did it twice. Wow, that's bad. Yeah. I must have turned my head for a split second or something. You know how it is when you're watching a game. Sometimes something happens and you get distracted. Something in the room or whatever. Derek Williams.
I would like to sign Beasley just for a 6-man role if he accepts that.
Mm-hmm. And by all accounts, he has accepted it. He just wants to play more. Obviously, he needs to stay healthy too. That's been a problem too. Ankle, toes, all that stuff. It's been a problem.
That's another thing. Like, will other teams take the risk?
Yeah. Will we really have competition to keep him? That's the $1 million question. Will we?
But in the open market.
In the open, yeah, because it'd be open. Yep. It would.
I don't think other teams will offer him $8 million.
Mm-mm.
But they'll be overpaying on our side.
If we did it, yeah. So it's like we can't. I don't think we can. I mean, and all accounts are that they won't do that. I mean, they just won't. They didn't. What was that word? What was it? What they do every year? Or not every year. It's the 4th year deal where you tender. Yeah, you tender them an offer sheet or whatever the word is. Tender them a qualifying offer, and we have not done that yet. So all indications are that'll be that way. Adelman in return wants better defense and more rebounding. Yeah, Beasley doesn't rebound at all, and his defense is. Does it exist?
Well, no, it's a little better, and his rebounding is it's a little better.
A little better, yeah.
But it's not $3 million worth.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's that?
It's not $3 million worth of rebounding and defense.
Like a $3 million, yeah, really, or like a $3 million raise too, as you could say, because he's the end of his rookie contract or nearing the end of it. Yeah, it'd be like so you'd give him a raise. That would be kind of. I don't know if he's earned it.
Right now I think we definitely need to grab a max player.
The money's there. The money's there to get a max player. Just to hope and pray we can finally lure somebody of no. We've never, the Wolves have never really made a free agent splash to date. We've signed guys to $5 million a year, like about 9 bajillion times. The Troy Hudson, Trenton Hassel, Berea, Luke Ridnour, Darko. But I could go on for months and years, and a lot of them, well, they're roster spots. That's about it. Once in a blue moon, you hit a little bit of gold, but not much. Just a couple of shavings of gold.
We had a lot of fool's gold.
That was that's absolutely perfect right there. We've hit a lot of fool's gold. Oh my, we've hit so much fool's gold. It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, we get the fool's gold. We try to sell it for real gold.
We try, and we try, and it seems like we always seem to come out empty. We almost maybe got it. Like say, if Beasley truly is fool's gold. We almost got a very small, very tiny little nugget of gold with Jamal Crawford, but apparently it just couldn't happen because, again, what we were saying earlier, we kind of backed out of it at the last second because they wanted us to take Derek Fisher in return, and yeah.
I really want to go after Harden, if possible, because I think the Wolves is a shooting guard's dream.
Yeah.
He's pretty much guaranteed to get all the minutes.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to get the ball. No?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would hope you're going to get... Yeah, as long as Luke Ridnour is playing, Rubio is playing and not somebody named J.J. Barea. When you watch tonight's game, I don't know how he got 14 assists. Do you? I have no idea. I didn't even see it happen. Did you?
No.
I thought it was...
I think it was during his bailouts.
It must have been, yeah. When he's like, okay, here you go,
Yeah.
That's basically when he gets assists. You don't really notice much. I mean,
it's his bailouts. I'm guessing.
Yeah, or it's just some defensive lapse where guys are like, oh wait, who's on Love? Oh, great. You know what I mean? Hey, where's Love? Those type of deals. That they happen from time to time in a basketball game where you just. For whatever reason, you sleep. Like the Wolves did a few times on Westbrook and Durant. All of a sudden, the best player, second best player on the team is standing under the basket for a split second, and that's probably maybe where Barea would get some of his assists tonight. When you watch tonight's game, Barea did play well. Yeah, he did, but at the same time, he's Barea. But boy, on paper, this is as good a game as you'll ever see out of this guy. On paper. J.J. Barea, ladies and gentlemen, and Marcus the Forecaster got a triple-double. Can you believe it? And yes, it was a double overtime game, so your stats will be bloated. But 25 points, 14 assists, 3 steals, and 10 rebounds for J.J. Barea. Wow. Jose Barea. Jose Juan. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But no, he had an... Statistically, he had an awesome game, and like we said earlier, yeah, he's at his best when he's penetrating to the basket, and he did do that significantly in the game. But it seemed like a lot of his best drives to the basket were when the Oklahoma players were just too tired.
Yeah.
So, well, at least he took advantage of it, I guess.
I'm also pretty glad that how Tolliver's playing right now.
That's a big key. He really helped the Wolves in that Golden State game a couple of days ago. Really helped the team. I mean, Tolliver basically was buried, left for dead at the end of January, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even remember, like, wow, he really fell out of favor with Adelman, I guess. Or maybe it wasn't even that he fell out of favor, but just fell out of the rotation in general. He really helped us against those Warriors a couple nights ago. And he did okay against San Antonio, and tonight he had a big one.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought that he should get more minutes instead of Randolph. I mean, Randolph, I kind of realized that he was a bust.
Mm-hmm.
When it was just the dumb plays he would make.
He made a lot of mistakes.
And his 44 seconds really helped us that last game, with this one turnover.
That's all he did.
Kind of proved it.
Yep, that's all he did. 44 seconds, one turnover, no field goal attempts or anything else. Anthony Randolph is, if he's not gone, I don't know who is. He's gone. So that's a guarantee. I mean, it's, wow. Yeah, like a year ago at this time, we were thinking, wow, Randolph, this guy has some skill.
Yeah.
Kevin Love was out for a while. Randolph was kicking butt. He had a Tolliver type of game right there, like we're seeing right now with a 23.7 rebound effort.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, Love who?
Yeah, there was that time. There was that time, just like the Darren Collins and Chris Paul thing in New Orleans, remember?
Yeah.
Look at Darren, too, now. It's like, I don't know. He's better than what Randolph is showing, but still disappointing. Whew. Look at one thing I look at, I'm just laughing. Brad Miller, he played about 4 minutes and was a minus 10. Wow. Yeah. What the heck? He must have played during a tornado or something. What the hell? Brad Miller, yep. By the way, he's playing his last season, as he announced, and I guess, he must be. Yeah. Because he hasn't even seen the court.
And Malcom Lee didn't play.
Is not seeing the court. And this was the kind of game when there was a lot of minutes to play tonight. Yeah. I mean, there were, how many minutes tonight? Hundreds of minutes to play. And he didn't get in the game. We're just sitting here like throwing our arms up in the air. Why does Malcom Lee not play?
I think at this point you're just not going to get him in. I don't understand why they would, talk so well about him and then just not give him any minutes.
Yeah, they made us believe that there's something going on here that maybe he could be like Norris Cole with Miami, who's not great, but he's competitive and he's effective. And we're sitting here wondering what happened.
I don't know if we're going to try to use him during next season or what. If we can't sign the shooting guard.
Mm-hmm. I hope we can see something out of him next year. It's becoming more and more painfully apparent that Malcom Lee's probably not going to play unless another player gets hurt.
Yeah. Like
a Barea, who was hurt often this year. He's finally getting healthy again. I mean, he was pretty much hurt since like the second game of the season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And sadly, I'm going to say Barea's best game of the year was the season opener, other than tonight.
Oh, yeah, after that, he just wasn't the same.
Yep, after he got hurt, he wasn't the same. The season opener, I was like, oh, man. Because he was penetrating to the basket and very effective, and kind of like tonight.
Some nice flops snuck in there.
Nice little flops again here and there. As much as we hate him, it helped. Against a team like Oklahoma, you got to get a break or two or 15. They're only 36-12. They're not that good. No. Well, no, they're not. They're not like the Bulls or anything, but they're still up there. They're not like the 90s Bulls, we'll say. But they're way up there, obviously. There was another guy, though, we're forgetting. Well, but go ahead first, before I get to that.
I don't think I'll just checking out. Utah won.
Yeah,
Denver
Utah
lost.
keeps winning. Utah keeps winning. Yep, Utah beat Denver. Yep. What were we going to say?
So it's actually pretty good for us.
Why is that?
Because we want that pick.
Oh, that's the good part. Yes, yeah. Because is it Denver's pick or Utah's? Oh wait,
Utah's.
yeah. We have Utah's. It's protected to a certain number, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's lottery protected,
Yeah,
right?
so the more wins they get, the better.
Yeah, if they get the 8th seed, then we get the highest pick we can get out of them. Squeeze that pick. Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
At least we get something.
And Al Jefferson's playing, he's been playing very well this year. He's finally kind of getting back into form. Remember that, obviously, the ACL injury a few years ago that we remember way too well. 23-point effort tonight, 11 of 16 from the floor. I mean, yeah, very effective numbers for Big Al Jefferson. He's been a nice piece for that team, especially this year. Last year, he was about as good as he was with the Wolves in his, post-ACL era. But boy, oh boy, again, the bloated stats tonight, obviously. But I mean, hey, we had a guy named Kevin Love score 51 points tonight. 51 points. I believe the previous Timberwolves high was 45 by Kevin Garnett. And Kevin Garnett eclipsed the 40-point mark once in a blue moon. And so to see a Timberwolf finally get 50, it was Kevin Love, and it was definitely Kevin Love, wasn't it? For some reason, I'm thinking Wally he got 44 once. For some reason, I was thinking he got 50, but he got 44 a while back. And by the way, for the record, the Utah Jazz are the 7th seed right now in the Western Conference. So that team continuing to rise right before our eyes. Phoenix Suns are surprising me a bit, too.
Yeah.
Are you surprised with the Suns' performance of late?
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm glad Nash is. I can't say that. I don't know how to feel about Nash.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
But just seeing Nash and Grant Hill play,
it's strange to see
I was
how
wondering
they're so old.
why Grant resigned, and I was wondering, thinking that Nash should at least try to go to a different team to try to get a ring for himself, but not the Heat.
You can't stand them. Yeah. Yep, you can't stand the Heat, can you? Well, no, and it's... we're like having the silence there. We're like, wait a minute. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's, I mean, it's kind of like, where would he go? That's kind of where the silence just came from. It's like, it's hard to think of where he would go. I mean, it can't be Boston. Why would they trade Rondo to get a guy who's 37? But then again, then he'd fit right in with that team because they're old as hell. The Suns and the Celtics are like, man, it's like, yeah, they need those canes over there in Boston. The canes that the Celtics logo is holds. He needs that cane right now. Suns, obviously, old people. Not trying to stereotype, but old people go to Phoenix, Arizona, or Florida when they retire. And yeah, that's where a lot of old basketball players are right now, or at least a couple. Same deal in Boston right now, and some guys go to Miami because they want to get a title, but if they win, who knows where Nash should go? It's hard to say. I mean, Chicago obviously has a point guard already. Westbrook's in the Thunder. As much as I don't like him, he's there. San Antonio is Parker. The Lakers with Nash. Okay, I don't even want to think about that. That would be awful. Orlando, that might work, I guess. But I don't know who they'd give up necessarily. And it seems like Orlando and Phoenix are kind of, in a way, they're almost related.
Yeah.
Aren't they kind of?
Yeah.
They made a lot of trades. And their styles are very similar, aren't they? They're eerily similar. They always have like a good shooting guards and stuff like that, and a couple of big men. Obviously, Orlando has a really good big man. But yeah, getting back to the Oklahoma game, or would you like to? Would you like to get to the? Would you like to talk about Dwight Howard a teeny bit? Just a little rant. No.
It would have been nice to grab him, but
the Wolves? No. Well, maybe.
Yeah,
there was a small chance in where, but
would have had to get rid of every guy, decent guy player. They can't say that.
Depends, yeah.
Yeah, because the only guys who are untouchable to me on the team are Love, Peck, and Rubio.
Granted, Peck though, if you're getting if you're getting Dwight, yeah. I mean, you could give up Peck in that deal. Granted, especially with the ankle problem. Obviously, he didn't play tonight in tonight's game. Pekovic, it's been kind of a chronic ankle issue the past several weeks now. It sucks. He certainly hasn't been the same since that happened. Dwight, though, I think he's about as... See, Westbrook, I think he's the cockiest player in the league. Kobe's obviously always been like that. He's not as big of a show-off as Westbrook. And he's got rings to back up where Westbrook hasn't got diddly.
Yeah.
Dwight is the biggest phony in the NBA, I think. Oh.
I can agree.
What?
I agree.
Yeah, he is so phony. My God. Oh, I'm happy to stay in Orlando. I believe.
Yeah, they should roll the dice. As soon as I heard him say that about staying there, they should roll the dice on him if he stays there or not. Like, no team's just going to roll the dice on if you're going to stay there. They want a definite yes or no.
Yeah, you want to cancel the whole franchise or, just like put the team on hold like that. That's it. I don't know. He's a big phony. And I did like when Dwayne Wade tweeted about Dwight Howard, or he tweeted Dwight Howard when he talked about loyalty. And this is what Dwayne Wade said. Like, I don't know if you heard about the tweet.
No.
You know what it said? Loyalty, ? Ha, 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 ha. Like, you got to be kidding me. It's like loyal my ass. That's basically what he's saying. He was saying that. You like that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade tweeted Dwight Howard and said, loyalty, ha, 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 ha. Like, you got to be kidding me,
Yeah, and Dwight is good, but his numbers just don't...
They're not that good.
Don't scream, superstar. I mean, his personality is great, but...
Look at you. Just kidding.
I just don't see it unless I need to look at some more of his games or box scores. I just don't...
He's not as...
He's not the top rebounder. He's not the top shot blocker. He's not the top 5 scorer. So it's like...
What is he again? No.
Yeah.
He is the top rebounder, actually, believe it or not. He's actually got... That's the funny part.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he actually is leading Kevin Love, believe it or not, in that
I'm
card.
thinking last season.
Yeah, isn't that goofy?
He wasn't.
No, whereas, Dwight Howard is one of those guys. He's another guy who's kind of like Garnett, where he's good and everything, and he's really good at defense and all that, but you absolutely need another megastar with him if you're going to win a title.
Yeah.
And Orlando, they're a pretty talented team, but they're not. Actually, no, they're not. They're deep, but they're not. But there's nobody on that team that's great.
Yeah, it used to be Turk, but
Yeah,
it's just a huge contract.
Yeah, since the huge contract, it's been contract season syndrome. You had amazing last year or two of your contract, your previous contract. Sign the big deal, and that's it. That's about it. You got your retirement. You got your retirement fund, and you don't care. That's basically what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That happens way too much in professional sports these days. It's been going on for about 15, 20 years now. It sucks, but it's reality with some guys. Luckily, Love apparently is not one of those guys.
What is crazy about Dwight is the fact that he said he wants to be the go-to player.
Again, it's like such as,
I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I mean, he is right now. And I just don't see him as the first option.
I don't either. Yeah, right now, no, I don't think he's a first option. Just like Garnett, maybe you could call him a franchise player, but you don't see him as the first option, where Kevin Love clearly is the first option with Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
We can finally say it, can't we? We finally have a first option. Yeah, that's the best part about Love. And yeah, we're bouncing kind of back and forth. We were talking about the game and then got into all these other topics in the league, but it's fun conversation, right? Yeah. It's good conversation.
And I see Love as more of it's just like a Durant, as far as
in a sense.
If you put another first option on a team, Love can still produce, unlike Wade. Or if you put Durant with Kobe, it wouldn't work. But with Love, you put another top shooting guard on a team, they can both score.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt Love's production at all, honestly. A lot of people think, if Kevin Love's doing it, like I've heard this a lot from the local media, like, if Kevin Love's doing all the scoring, you're probably not that good of a team. And it's like, well, I don't buy that. I think he'd still score sick numbers, even if you had, a I can't even think of a name right now. Like Kevin Martin, I guess that's kind of something you could say is a high-scoring shooting guard in the league. Maybe if O.J. Mayo figures it out again and gets to like 20 a game, I don't think Kevin Love's production would drop at all. Do you see?
No.
Do you think it would?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it would. I don't think he'd have to really give up much for field goal attempts and all that. Maybe a few here and there. Maybe just a couple of the bad ones. Like maybe it would make him play a little bit more smart. Get rid of some, eliminate some of the desperation type of approach, and maybe less turnovers too. Who knows? And there's always the Derek Williams factor. How good is he going to be? Where is he going to play? Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be fun to watch. It's funny, like tonight with the Wolves, too, it was a bunch of hit and miss tonight. Tolliver was a hit. Berea, in some ways, was a hit. In some ways, he was kind of a ball hog. Ridenour was okay. Webster was a definite miss. He played about 22 minutes and got 4 points. That's great. Wesley Johnson. Now, we just talked about, about an hour ago now, because it's been a long show like it usually is. Well, Wesley Johnson now has 7 scoreless games on the season. In a night of extra minutes available, extra opportunity to score, blow up your numbers as much as possible. Kevin Love, by the way, is now averaging over 26 points a game. Wow. They must have added the 51-point game in there. The guy is just like unbelievable this year. And I think he's going to stay that good. But Wesley Johnson attempted a field goal in 16 minutes of play. And he did start. Yeah, he attempted a field goal, and that's it. That's it. Wow.
I'm just completely confused by Wesley.
Me too. His future is in doubt at this point. I remember at the time we were like, yeah, he could be a nice fit for this team, but maybe not for the 4th overall pick. Boy, I don't know. Maybe he should have gone in the 19th. No, maybe he should have gone in the 2nd round. No, I'm kidding. At the time, everybody on the planet would have taken him at least 5th in the 2010 draft. But it's like, man, I'm hurting right now. Are you hurting?
Yeah, we could have gotten. Cousins didn't want to work out for us.
Yeah, so you're kind of stuck there. It was just kind of a hit and miss situation where that's what happens when you drop in the draft.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you should have gotten the 2nd pick if all went well, and we didn't. We didn't even get the 3rd pick. Devastating, wasn't it?
And I just knew when that kid when he was up there, I was like, "There's no way we're gonna get this."
Actually, that was the Washington. Remember the John Wall? That was the John Wall draft. It was the old. It was the older woman. The owner just died, and the old woman represented. So that was kind of similar.
Right.
It was similar in that way, where you knew the basketball, quote unquote, the basketball gods were going to smile on that franchise more than ours, and it's usually a bigger city too, except for Cleveland. But yeah, here we are again. Luckily,
even the Cleveland pick.
Yep, that was last. Yep, 2011. That was the Cleveland one.
Yeah.
With the little kid.
Yeah. Something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how they got Kyrie. The kid brought luck to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kyrie Irving is a Cavalier, and we wound up with Derek, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with Derek Williams. I honestly think he's going to be a stud in this league. Tonight he was okay, but it's kind of strange. And again, another one of those games where certain players played 1 trillion minutes and other guys didn't.
Yeah.
It was a weird night.
I just can't wait. I just don't understand why. Again, okay, I know we talk about this a lot, but Lee.
Yeah, why isn't Lee playing?
What is it hurting?
You can tell we want to see Lee, don't you? Like, can we please see Lee? That's all we're asking, ladies and gentlemen that are listening, of course. We just want Malcom Lee we want to see a little bit. Like, give us 10 minutes, 15.
Yeah. Give a little peek.
Give us a little peek. He's not even... I'm just dying watching it. He barely even gets in, and it's always just maybe a little like just before halftime or at the very end of like a game that's out of reach. It's just like, come on, I want to see something.
That's all I want, is just a little peek.
Please. Yep, he's getting Brad Miller minutes. It's not cool, is it? It's not cool.
Yeah, give minutes to Brad Miller, but not Lee.
That's even funnier. Yep, Brad Miller's at the end of the rope, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the road. Tonight's game, though, in general, a very, very entertaining game. Westbrook, I don't like him, as I mentioned, enough. Had 45. Kevin Durant has had 40. James Harden had 25. So clearly the three best players on that team. It was just the Wolves had this one in their hand on multiple occasions. But Kevin Love hitting a huge clutch shot to force it into overtime with about a second left. That was awesome. A 3-point shot by Kevin Love. Kevin Garnett would do that maybe one out of I don't know how many attempts in a clutch. Give me the ball and I hopefully will make it situation. Kevin Garnett would maybe make it 1 out of 10 times, and I'm being dead serious when I say that. Whereas Kevin Love has done it several times this season already.
I think Garnett wouldn't even want the ball.
Garnett wouldn't. He'd probably pass it up to a Brad Miller or somebody. That's how he was here. He would give the ball to Dean Garrett or Anthony Peeler, two stiffs. That's usually the way Kevin Garnett was. He probably would give it to the Websters of the world. Whereas, Kevin Love is a go-getter without being a ball hog, which is nice. He's not a ball hog, but from anything I can see. Yeah, very clutch shot, forces us into overtime. The first overtime, very exciting. The Wolves look like they got this thing won. And then Kevin Durant hits a three-pointer to tie it up. And we got to see one of the funniest, yet, we felt the exact same way he did. Rick Adelman flipping out. First at the beginning, I couldn't tell what he said at first.
Was hot.
Yeah, he was hot. He flung his fist. Not sure what he said the first time. And the second time, as he was walking back, swung his fist kind of underhanded thing style and said the S word really aggressively. And it was like, it's the funniest thing ever, yet at the same time, hey, we felt the exact same way. It's like, why did we not just win the game? Why? And that's another thing that I like about Durant, though. He'll hit a big shot. You won't see an ounce of cockiness out of the guy. Westbrook's the complete opposite. He's just, oh my, he's like a 14-year-old, isn't he?
Yeah.
The guy, he acts like he's 14 years old. Whereas Kevin Durant's an adult. So I don't hate the Thunder as much as I would have. If Durant was anything like Westbrook, then I would hate them more than anybody. But, hey, at least he acts like an adult. Clearly, Westbrook, Go back to Northwest Racket Swim and Health Club or Lifetime or something. Go show off at that kind of place for the 14-year-olds.
Durant's very professional.
Yeah, I like that about him. So it gives me hope that at the Thunder, I don't have to hate them too much. I don't. Right? But now Derek Fisher's on them, and classic Derek Fisher. The Thunder already lead by 8 with like 50 seconds left, and the SOB launches a 3 and makes it. It's like, oh, F you. That's classic Derek Fisher. It is, isn't it? 2 of 11 from the floor in 36 minutes, by the way.
1 of 5 from 3, and that's the only 3 he managed to make.
Yeah, they're already up by 8 anyway. It's like, I know.
He was pretty proud of himself, though, when he made it.
Yeah, he did. He did. And I know, I know you're just playing the game and all that stuff, but it's just classic, Classic kind of rubbing it in. I don't mean to whine and complain. It's like, yeah, okay, stop them and all that stuff, but it gets old, though. It does. And it's just, we see it too much, and Fisher's done that about 100,000 times to us when he was a Laker, because he was a Laker for an awfully long time. I'm glad it's over. No, watch him get another ring. Wouldn't that be funny? What if Derek Fisher retired with more rings than Kobe? Ouch.
Oh, man.
Ouch. Wouldn't that hurt? Wouldn't that hurt? That would be funny. But no, this was easily the game of the year, or one of the great games of the NBA season, we'll say. I won't say the game of the year for the Wolves, but in some ways, statistically, sure. But it was easily one of the games of the year for the NBA season. There's no doubt, is there? Just look at this box score, 149 to 140. Oh, man.
Without Beasley,
Without Beasley.
Without Peck and without Rubio.
Yeah. That is crazy, isn't it? Think about what was missing from this team.
We almost beat them before.
Mm-hmm. The season opener was a heartbreaker because the Beast, he's not the only reason we lost, but his shot selection killed us in that game. He hogged the ball more than Berea in that game. Remember?
Yeah.
Down the stretch, hogged the ball like crazy, got us killed. Well, he didn't do that tonight, but tonight we just got beat, I guess. That's about all there is to it. We ran out of gas, and it sucked. Very entertaining game, but heartbreaking finish, unfortunately.
I gotta say, I'm really disappointed in Kevin Love.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Go ahead and finish up things with that.
Just the way he walked off the court, he just gave up. When he first got blocked in that last overtime, the look on his face seemed like he just like, okay, well that's it. We lost. There's really no point. And at the end of the game, he just walked off the court.
He did a Randy Moss kind of, like, not really. I shouldn't say it, but he did a LeBron more. He just kind of put his, when you put your arms down, like, bleep it,
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, and the players on our side on the bench got up and walked over to him. He just like, leave me alone, going to the locker room. Mm-hmm. Don't touch me.
Part of it, I'm sure he was pissed off because it's like, we had this one. We really had this game, and it would have been a huge win, like historic win for the franchise. So, I mean, part of it I can understand. He's pissed off, and it's funny, though, too, the guy that I would have, like, refused to shake his hand just because I don't like him, and the way he acts is Westbrook. The funny part is, of all the people on that team, that was Love's buddy on UCLA. Yeah. So that's a funny deal there, and he just kind of walked off and was out of there.
Yeah, but he should have at least shake Durant's hand. Yeah,
maybe kind of patted him on the back or something.
Yeah, but if you want to be the leader of the team, you can't just walk off the court like that.
Mm-hmm. It didn't look so good. No, I mean, I'm not pissed about it, but it's a little disappointing. Yeah. A little disappointing. I mean, and I know, again, part of it is he was pissed off. I mean, it was a great game that went bad. I mean, that every single possession Oklahoma had in that second overtime was a score. Every single one. Yeah. Wasn't it? And we had blocks and misses and dumb shot attempts. I mean, Tolliver missed a shot that, I couldn't believe it. He shot 9 of 13 from the floor, but that 13th field goal attempt, boy, it was number 13.
And the second attempt that Tolliver did, I think he was fouled, but it wasn't called. So
there's that too. He looked like there was definite contact, but it's like, funny is it probably in the perfect world it would have been an and one, considering how close he was to the basket. Yeah, it probably should have been an and one. Then probably would have changed momentum a little bit there. Unfortunately, here we are again.
And we didn't lose by 3 points or 2 points. We lost by 9. So
just got devastated in that final overtime there. Sixth quarter, we could say.
Yeah, and even though Tolliver didn't make that shot, I mean, we lost by 9.
We lost by 9. Just again, no stops in that final period. None. Zip. We got no stops.
And it looked like Ridnour should have been taken out.
Yeah, his shot selection was horse crap. He had a McCants type of game tonight. He kind of reverted back to the old Ridnour where he dribbled too much and poor shots. I mean, he 4 of 15 from the floor. Yeah. And unfortunately, you're going to get that from Ridnour sometimes. I mean, he's not going to be the beautiful Ridnour we were discussing earlier where he's, the 15 or not 15, but 11 or 10 or 12 assist games. Those are going to be here and there, hit and miss. Tonight was a miss, and yet he still played 48, count them, 48 minutes tonight.
Yeah, I think Ridnour's type player, if you see him starting to jack up shots or getting a couple turnovers in a row, just take him out and put Lee in.
Yep, that would have been nice. At least give Lee something.
Yeah.
Ellington got, it's just amazing how many minutes 8 players, well, not 8, but some players, looks like about, 5 players. 4 players overall got over 40 minutes tonight. Tolliver was one of them. Amazing. To see a guy rise as high as he did in such a short time. Wow, Tolliver. Filling in unbelievably well for, I believe Beasley's role, you could say. What a game. I mean, what a resurgence by Tolliver. Again, 44 minutes tonight. That's funny. Like, who would have thought you'd see Tolliver play 44 minutes? Nuts, huh? It just was one of those nights, though. The Wolves just ran out of gas. Hell of a game, but ran out of gas.
It's like Webster had a horrible game.
Of course.
And listen, Wesley, he had a block shot, assist, and 4 rebounds in 16 minutes, and he missed a 3-pointer.
Mm-hmm. That's all he did. That's all he did.
Yeah, I didn't see all of his minutes, but it's not as bad as Webster's.
Mm-hmm. Minus 17. Yep.
Yeah, at least there was no turnovers on Johnson's part.
Mm-hmm. With Webster at least 2. Yep, it was Webster. It's just this team is crying out for a shooting guard. You look at Martell Webster, and Jamal Crawford, with his 23-17 type point games over in Portland right now, playing in a lame duck season over there. Why did that? Why?
Yeah.
Why couldn't that get done? Damn. Maybe you don't give up Beasley. Maybe you give up someone else. I don't know, or whatever.
Give Webster back.
Yeah. There you go. Give him Webster back since that marriage didn't work over in Portland. No, I don't know. I don't know if you could get a second rounder for Webster right now. The guy is, he's a waste, isn't he? Oh, with that, that must be. This is probably the longest game review we've ever done on a single Timberwolves game. But you look at the box score and the final score, and that's why. This was probably about the most crazy Timberwolves game. Since I've done Timberwolves Explosion, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if we would have won, it would have been even more fun. But
that would have been great.
Yeah, you beat the top team in the West on the road in just one of those legendary games. That's
And actually, even with Peck back, and Beasley, I think if you got the AC, this would have been a great series.
Yeah, the first round, because we, for whatever reason, we play really well against this team. We do. Like last year, we got stomped and embarrassed by them in every single, didn't we?
Yeah. It
was bull crap. This year, we've had some classic battles, and I think as the Timberwolves get better and better, it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna be seeing a lot of the Oklahoma City Thunder and Timberwolves in fun, classic playoff type games like tonight. Like
I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Like this felt like a Game 3, Game 4, didn't it? In the postseason, didn't it? It felt like it tonight. It was fun. So there's kind of the closest thing to a playoff game right there. Of course, if the Wolves got the 8th seed, that's who we'd be playing, and hey, we'd be giving them a run for the money, just like the Oklahoma City Thunder once did to the Lakers years ago in their first playoff appearance, as you probably remember very well. Like they gave the Lakers the fight of their life. They almost beat them. Remember that 2010, the Gasol Tippin series? Yep. That one. Yeah, that one. Thunder almost had them, and they were the 8th seed. And then the Lakers went all the way and won the title after that. Great.
Artest Tippin was the first one.
Oh, yeah, there was the Artest and the Gasol. Yep, there was a couple Tippins in that series where the Thunder just fell asleep for a millisecond, and it was, 1 millisecond too many. It's like, damn it. No. But that's the luck of the draw.
We'll meet them next season, definitely.
I think we will at some point, hopefully in the second round. That'd be even better. Or we get some 4th or 5th seed and then meet them in the second round. Yes, take out the Clippers in a sweep those Clippers out of there, which we've pretty much done this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep that mental advantage we have on that team. Hopefully we can keep it.
I think we will.
Wouldn't that be great? Possibility exists because Kevin Love versus Griffin. That's going to happen. That will be fun. So, with that, any last thoughts?
Just about Rubio and his health.
Yes,
we definitely need him, and if not, hopefully we can get someone next season, shooting guard, if anything.
It's all about that shooting guard position, isn't it? Because with this time we have a center. If he can stay healthy, we have one. That's something the Wolves did not have back in the Garnett Marbury era. They did not have a legit center. Dean Garrett was okay, but that's about it. Cherokee Parks was terrible. Yeah, we have a legit center if he can stay healthy. So it's all about that two-guard spot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is all about that two-guard spot. And, of course, Beasley versus Derek Williams versus Wesley Johnson and versus Sanity. We'll see what happens. I mean, all about that shooting guard. So with that, we are going to quickly get to the contact details. It's been another long, awesome show. Timberwolves Explosion with Marcus the Forecaster back in the house. Here we are, baby. Here we are. God, I love this. But no, it's Timberwolves Explosion, as I mentioned earlier, is available on the sportstuff.com and on iTunes. We'd like you to join the message boards on the sportstuff.com. Simply click on the button that says TSS Boards. Then click register. Get your screen name. Get on there. Talk NBA with the Rusty and PMAX of the world, who also host a show on the sportstuff.com called The Crossover. They represent the New York Knicks and New Jersey Nets. But even if you're not a fan of those teams, it's still way more than worth the listen. They're very entertaining, and they have a lot of knowledge about the NBA, just like myself and Marcus the Forecaster. Two great shows on the sportstuff.com. Yep, it's us and them. We enjoy talking basketball. Man, it'd be fun to have like a dual show with them. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Maybe if the Wolves and Wolves play against one of those teams or something in the finals someday. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, shit.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be totally awesome. But, yep, those are the type of guys you can talk to. I believe Brian Cush still goes on there. He used to host a Bulls podcast. Very, very good Bulls podcast on the sportstuff.com. He's a huge, knowledgeable guy as well, and there's several other basketball fans on that website. The Tariks of the world, NY Buddha, guys like that. Those guys are very knowledgeable and fun to talk basketball with, so do join those message boards. Also, the Facebook page. Go to Facebook, obviously, and then go in the search bar, type in Minnesota Timberwolves Explosion, and click on the one that says company. Then simply click like and feel free to post on there. Lots of cool people already on that page. We'd like more and more and more and more if possible. Please do join that. And finally, the Twitter account again, twitter.com/Wolves Explosion. Follow that, and there you go. Interact with me during games on there. Very, very fun. Or during anything, maybe a press conference or something. Should I be on there at that time? Would be cool. So with that, we're going to call it a night. It's been another longin'. It's very, very, very late, burning the midnight oil. Big time. Thanks again for listening, and we'll be back sooner rather than later. Take care, everybody.